Hush up. Welcome to On the Water Anarchy, Key West 2008. I'm Mr. Clean, obviously. We got an excellent little group of psychotic people here with us today. We're sitting on Jesse Rouse's prototype Mini, which does that have a name?
Boat's named Reality.
Reality. Sponsored in part by 7-Star Yacht Transport, the owner of which is a real keen sailor and cool guy. So we've been hanging out talking about the Minis. Obviously they're an awesome class. We love them on SA. They're full of you know, really whacked out people that sort of like to do it their own way.
Here comes the close-up of the whacked out people.
Yeah, don't be mean to us.
They like to tweak things. They like to play with things. They don't mind getting wet and in a lot of pain. Obviously, they're on a boat that's smaller than a Melgus 24 with a rig that's 30% bigger, powered up all the time. And these guys cross the Atlantic and worse. I've got Jesse Rowse. We've got Ryan Finn, who's been a mini class member and devotee for a long time. We've been following him on SA for ages. He's been an anarchist and a contributor to the site for a long time too.
Very helpful place.
It's a real pleasure to have him. And then we've got LaRue, who is a newcomer to the class, who just sailed the Lauderdale to Key West race in Andy Abel's new Mini.
Phoenix.
Called Phoenix, and had a very wet ride in a race where most of the multi-hulls dropped out or broke. A bunch of boats had big issues. The Flying Tiger broke a rig. The Thompson Stand Aside, Thompson 870 lost a shroud. There was some serious carnage. I think the Transpac 52 Sabapati had no issues and nearly set a course record, but they were the only boat to have that kind of a ride. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about to Jesse, first of all, about your boat and about what you've got planned for the next, say year.
Well, right now I obviously just did the Lauderdale Key West race. I got a brand new carbon mast. It's about 50 pounds lighter than the old rig. Changed the shroud layout quite a bit. Designed it myself, and me and Ryan has rebuilt a good bit of it. So just did this race. I'm going up to Coconut Grove Sailing Club and outside of Miami there for about 2 months until the end of March. Do some training and my 1,000-mile qualifier for Mini Transat. And then I'm shipping the boat to France in the end of March, and I'm going to do as many long-distance mini-class races as I can, including the Le Sable to the Azores race, which is 1,250 miles each way, single-handed. And that's all in preparation for 2009 Mini Transat. So that's the short of it.
Very cool. How old are you, man?
I'm 23.
23. So obviously, just this is your life. This is it, right?
This is absolutely it. I've had the boat for 2 years, and I gave up everything and went down to Brazil and bought the boat. Lived on it for 4.5 months and sailed it back to Boston single-handed. And then I kind of went to the lab and had a job for about 2 years so I could do some refits and get my plans together. And I sold most of my stuff and bought a cargo van and put a bed in the back, towed my boat down here, and here I go. That's basically what I'm doing right now. This is it.
So Ryan, you've been in the class since what, 2001?
No, I haven't been sailing. I got Jesse's actually been in.
Yeah, I've had my boat for about a year earlier than you, I think.
I got my boat in February of 2006. So.
No, move over to the left a little bit.
What's that?
You have a weird shadow on your face. Move over a little bit.
Shrouds.
Oh no, but it was nice because the sun, right?
Sorry, I just... You're just gonna get made fun of. Just kidding.
If you don't start talking, we're just gonna
So you got your boat when?
I don't know. What's that?
So you got your boat when?
I got it, I think in February 2006, I can't remember. It's all this big fiberglass dust covered blur. And I think I breathed way too much stuff in between it. But it's, the boats are great. I've been working on open class boats since 2005, late 2004 with Kip Stone on his Open 50. That's how I got into sort of open class boats. But and I've learned more on the Mini than I have in all the years of all the open class boats I've ever sailed on or worked on. The Mini's taught me a lot more about preparation and seamanship, coastal navigation, everything. It's all here. It's accessible.
So now Bree LaRue is really trying to figure out a way to build her own boat.
I got that part figured out.
Got it figured out. Okay, and she just sailed down with Andy. Was that your first time sailing a Mini?
That was actually my first real race with the Mini. Andy and I have been friends for a while. Sort of ran into each other and really dug what he was doing, and have basically doped him into letting me sail with him. And we've been training really hard for a few weeks, but this was the first actual race. It rocked. It was wet. It was miserable. It was hard. I'm bruised. I feel really old now, but I can't imagine wanting to do anything else anymore.
So what's your plan?
Well, the plan is to sell the boat I've got, get the 2 J24s out of my backyard, so I've got room to put up a boat shed, get Jesse involved with drawing the new boat, and hopefully building it, and doing the total backyard hot rod thing. You know, that's actually what I love so much about the Mini Classe, is it's so do-it-yourself. It's so accessible. It's like, you know, if you've got the heart, you've got the passion, you've got the dream, you can do it. You know, you don't even really have to know what you're doing. I mean,
No, I beg to differ. I think you really have to know
you're
what
going to learn
you're
it
doing.
along the
You'll
way.
learn it, yeah.
That's
You
the
do
whole
learn it
thing.
along the way.
In the process, you're going to learn it. You know, but it's financially accessible for the average person.
So give us an idea. I mean, let's say in 2 months you get all these things sold and you get yourself a 12-month plan to have a boat designed and built. You know, what kind of financial commitment is that?
Well, let's see. Can you sell yourself and get sponsors? How many people do you know in the industry? You know, you got to quantify that. You know. Ow! God hates me.
Sponsor flag.
God hates
Sponsor
me.
flag, we'll do a quick shot.
God hates me.
Yeah.
So here's 3 of you guys who 2 of you who are in the class now. 1 of you hopefully will be in the class in the next year or 2. How many other Americans are sailing Minis?
Actually, sailing Minis. Andy, Clay, Eon has a boat, but
John
it's
just sold his boat.
Did he?
Yeah. Well,
So-
Drew, Katie have their boat.
Yep.
They'll be sailing, I'm sure.
I'm gonna say there's probably about 6 that are actually saleable right now.
Yeah, there's a
there's
lot
a
of
good
activity
number-
starting in the West Coast that
Yeah.
I don't really know very well, but there are definitely a lot of boats are going that direction.
Do you think, like you guys, they're going to try and get their way over to France and make it happen?
Some of them have those intentions. Yeah, I think a lot of, but they're also there's a lot of interest in the class itself here in the States, and a lot of interest in growing the class here.
Yeah, personally for me, it's more growing class in the States and opening up like short-handed sailing to more people, because, you know, I'm older, obviously, than Jesse, and I can't take the time and make the commitment to just take months and months and months off to qualify and to do a race of that caliber.
Right.
But it's an awesome boat. It's so much fun. And so many more people could do it if they knew about it.
Yeah.
Also, there has to be boats. I mean, it's really hard to get a Mini in the States right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't really any for sale. I mean, hunting one down in Europe is a really expensive proposition because you got to go over there, truck all over Europe. Yeah, the euro is really strong. So, I mean, it is a tough time to get a boat. I think the future of the Mini Classe in the States is, you know, U.S. designed and built boats.
Yeah.
And I would really say that probably the majority of them are going to stay here and not go to
and
Europe. But
there
that's
are
good.
Boats, there are series boats being built in the U.S. There's a series boat being built, a Roland boat being built in Texas, and then there's the Owen Clark boat that's going to be built here in North Florida. And I think that's it as far as production. But I mean, that's the intention is to sort of sustain itself. And since the euro is so much stronger, that, you know, if people want to get into class, like Jesse says, it's much better to do it from here.
Well, I mean, it could realistically be a budget alternative for Europeans to buy a boat here too.
It will. I think it will be.
You know,
Very
a few
much so.
grand to
That's
ship
a few
it back.
years off, but you know, because the boat designs have to evolve into something that would be competitive over there.
Right.
And you know, I mean, there's going to be a couple of generations before we get to that, but I definitely think it's going to happen.
Well, considering the sort of advanced state of the sailing levels in France, especially, you know, do you think that even to get a circuit going here? I mean, it feels like it would just take a really long time to get not only design up, but also the sailing level up to what it is in France.
Yeah, there's not as much support. There's not as much support for the class, you know, just, you know, through the populace here as there is in France. The French just love the sport. You know? I think competition is just you know, it's a matter of what you're willing to give to it. So I think it's doable. boats.
Okay. Can you, Jesse? Can you show us a couple of things about your boat? I'm just curious. There are things that most people don't really see a lot of. So like I said, I mean, most people, everyone's seen a Melgus 24, and sort of on a
Well, yeah, I can definitely point out.
On one level, right? That's why she takes stills.
Editing.
I won't edit any of this. on one level, it's a Melgus 24. It's 22 feet long instead of 21 and a half feet long instead of 24. It weighs 1,800 pounds. With a bulb, it's about 850. But I think there the similarities end.
Yep.
It's very offshore capable. That's obviously what it's designed and built for. And I think the thing that first stands out to the big sail junkies like me is you got a bowsprit that extends back, way past the shrouds.
Yeah, it's over half of the length of the boat, bowsprit, and the biggest difference between this and almost any bowsprit out there is that it's articulating. So it swivels on a gooseneck up at the stem head fitting, and that ends right here. And I actually can't even swing it out because it'll hit the boat in the slip next to me.
I don't really know how to get this. This is really awkward.
Ryan! Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah.
I don't know how to get this.
So, sprint is obviously, open the tack line clutch too. Starboard side, outboard. Starboard side. Outboard clutch. Outboard clutch. It says down haul. Alright, so there you go. It's, this is the weapon that makes these boats so much fun. And you can articulate it over about even this far and carry asymmetrical kites very, very deep. You can fly a code 0 mid-sprit or end of the sprit. There's a lot of variations you can do. You can pull it out to center line, much like any other sprit. And with the reaching struts now, I have an angle on the guy where I can actually hold it. My guys used to go to the deck, and you can see that the angle on the guy was so acute that in puffs the sprit would walk around.
There, stay with him. Not the...
So, this is definitely the weapon. At the same time, the loads on it are absolutely phenomenal. It's something that you have to master. The bobstay, I broke a piece of 1/4-inch Vectran on my bobstay. It absolutely just exploded, turned into fuzz. That thing has about an 8,000-pound braking load. After surfing off waves at about 16, 17 knots for 4 hours, it just blew up.
This is like the guy on the Transpac 52.
I think I can go down about 2 millimeters in diameter.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I was breaking shit that was really, really strong. And it sucks when the bobstay breaks because the thing's on a swivel and it goes that way. It goes skyward and you broach really hard.